Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next week, 10 days. For today's video, day 10 will take us to around the 21st of November, and we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. May run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CFSV2 for December at the end of the video. So sorry everyone. I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say about the first video today was our 6 AM upload, and we've also released January Friday as well. Quite interesting January Friday this week. Check it out. It's on the channel, so have a look, see what you think. And please like, share, subscribe on the video. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. We only need to put on 75 subscribers now to get to 14.8k. So please give us a sub, tell friends and family to subscribe as well. And we thank you so very much everybody for doing that. We're on the grind to 15k, and when we get to 15k subscribers, we're going to do a giveaway, actually. We'll be giving away an Amazon voucher at 15k. So it would be nice if we could do that before Christmas, but I don't know if we're quite going to make it. It might be into January, but we'll wait and see. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Just to say, that can be live streaming at around 10:30 tonight. So we're going to live stream the pub run. It's going to be an experience. I shall see you live later. But let's get the 10 to 14 dead before we start thinking too far ahead. Right, so we've currently got Nicole here. Tropical Depression Nicole now. Formerly Category 1 Hurricane Nicole. Across southeastern parts of America, doing maximum sustained winds of 35 miles per hour. Clicking on Nicole, we can see this system is very nearly done now. Going to move rapidly northwards through today to be gone really later on somewhere over North Carolina. Of course, it will continue as an area of low pressure, but losing its tropical identity very rapidly. Otherwise, it's not much else going on. If we click on the 5-day, again, we see no sign of anything, within the next 5 days. So this might be the end now. We might come to the end of the season. Never say never. You can get storms further on into November, even into the start of December sometimes. So never say never. But this might be the final storm of the season. We might be, on the verge of this year's season shutting down. But we shall wait and see. Right, central temperature has updated from Hadley, and we're standing now at 10.2, which is going on before 4 degrees above average, 3.8 actually, so nearly 4 degrees above average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 10th of November. It's certainly been exceptionally mild opening 10 days to the month. GFS, upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. Next couple of weeks looking like this today. We're looking at Newcastle upon Tyne, by the way. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Newcastle. We're exceptionally mild at the moment and going to stay that way into the beginning of next week. Through the early part of next week, we do get a drop in the upper air temperatures, and we return close to average into the second half of next week and, the following weekend. And then, really, for the rest of November up to month's end, really, it gets to 27th of November now, we're close to average. A little bit up and down. It might be a little bit of a zonal sine wave within that. So we've got, cooler, warmer, maybe cooler, maybe warmer, a little bit of a zonal sine wave possibly there, but overall looks a lot more seasonable, looks a lot more like it, what you'd expect this time of the year, compared to the very unseasonably mild, if not warm, weather that we've got right now. Precipitation-wise, lots of dry weather coming up as well through the weekend into the beginning of next week. It will turn more unsettled as next week progresses. So, second half of November, certainly looking more unsettled. Basically what I've been saying over the last several days, exceptionally mild and dry right now and lasting into the weekend, turning cooler early next week. Temperatures returning back to average and also turning wetter. So, a much more unsettled and much more seasonal feeling second half to November. If not particularly cold, there's no sign of anything particularly cold going on there, up to the end of the month. I've got that cold outlier just there, but generally no sign of anything desperately cold. But cooler compared to what it is right now. Temperature anomalies from the 11th to 19th of November, above average, not just the UK, but through all parts of Europe again. Precipitation anomalies from the 11th to 19th of November, drier than average for eastern areas, turning wetter than average in west. Expect me to trend wetter in the coming days. Latest wind from map from earthnodschool.net shows that we're drawing in very mild southwesterly to southerly winds today, so we're back into those southerlies again. High pressure is taking over on the continent. If we drag this up a little bit, you can see that some of the air today is originating from like the Canary Islands, somewhere between the Azores and the Canary Islands, so along that southwesterly, but there is a southerly component as well, increasingly drawing the air up kind of like from North Africa and the Mediterranean. So the southerlies that we had on and off through the summer brought those tremendous heat spikes. You know, they are back. Right, well, let's have a look at some chart data then. This is how the UK Met Euro is looking for midnight on Monday. With high pressure east, low pressure west, we're still drawing up very mild, if not warm, southerly winds. But low pressure coming into west will bring some outbreaks of rain. Now, for the early part of next week, low pressure will develop in the Atlantic, push eastwards, take bands of rain with it. As we come into the second half of next week, again, deep low pressure, bringing further wet and windy weather at times. The idea yesterday of the Scandi High, has gone Scandi High today. Actually, it is still there, but it's a lot weaker and retreating back, you know, to the east of the Baltic Sea, into the northwest of Russia. So up to the end of next week, that Scandi High is very much being put in its box by the domination in the Atlantic. So, as I say, the Scandi High has gone Scandi High for the time being. Icon looks like that again. We're drawing up those southerly winds on Monday, but low pressure increasingly moving in from off the Atlantic. There is the Scandi. It is trying to get going through the middle of next week, but a lot weaker compared to yesterday's model runs. And right way to up to the end next week, really, that Scandinavian High is kept in its box. It's retreating back into Russia as we keep the weather driving in from off the Atlantic. Now, this is a cooler westerly, but we've got coming up next week, because instead of originating from down here, the air will be originating from up there, so further north in the Atlantic. And obviously that's going to be a cooler wind direction, but it won't be cold. It will just feel a lot cooler compared to what we've been used to. But GFS midnight run looks like that once more on Monday. Low pressure advancing in off the Atlantic, and that train carries on through next week. Low pressure bringing bouts of wind and rain in from off the Atlantic, looking very unsettled right way to the end next week, keeping that high pressure that tries to get going to Scandinavia well and truly at bay somewhere into west of Russia. And all the way up to day 10, looking mild, wet, windy, deep low pressure, bringing bouts of wind and rain in from off the Atlantic Ocean. In more extreme range, the Atlantic begins to run out of path, and we start to bring some higher pressure closer to the country, at least for a while, before it then turns unsettled again. But absolutely no sign of getting the wind into the east up to 27th of December there. And they've got GFS 6 there, very latest once more, that low pressure advancing in from off the Atlantic. It will be bringing bouts of wind and rain with it through the early part of next week. High pressure, 1030 millibar high pressure, trying to get itself going over Scandinavia around the Baltic Sea, but not able to get tendency because the Atlantic is just too strong and powerful. And so that high pressure just retreats back into the west of Russia. And moving up towards day 10, we just keep those Atlantic winds going. In fact, we start pulling the air back up from southwest again. So it turns exceptionally, well, probably not exceptional, but very mild up to day 10 with more southwesterly winds. And areas of low pressure, wind, bouts, rain, and whatnot. Into our extended range, it looks like that. So the low pressures keep coming, the Atlantic winds keep coming. It stays mild, but also with further bouts of rain. If you want to join this video, please can you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think. Listen to all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Ask them to subscribe too. And help get us to 15,000 subscribers. Our next mini target is 14.8k. And we've got to put around 25 more no, we're talking about 75. I wish it was 25. We've got to put on 75 more subscribers to get ourselves to 14.8k. Thank you so much, everyone, for doing that. GM looks like this, with high pressure again retreating on Monday as low pressure comes in from off the Atlantic, bringing bouts, wind and rain, looking very unsettled through next week, with lots of low pressure bring spells of rain. Maybe keep the heights a little bit stronger over Scandinavia with the GM compared to the other models that we've seen so far today. But even so, it's kept in its box really by the Atlantic, and bouts of wet and windy weather continue up to day 10. And then the ECM looks like that. So once more on Monday, low pressure begins advancing off the Atlantic, bringing bouts of wet and windy weather with it. The high pressure is there over Scandinavia through the middle part of next week, but is kept in its box by all of this low pressure in the Atlantic Ocean. Again, maybe a little bit stronger with that Scandinavian High bow in the second half next week. You know, it's holding its ground a little bit better compared to, say, the GFS, for example. But we keep it generally mild and Atlantic driven right the way up to day 10. Scandinavian High retreats back into the west of Russia there by day 10, and we keep the wind coming in from off the Atlantic with further bouts of wind and rain. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from spreadshow.com. Several days of dry weather to come into the weekend, but the beginning of next week, we'll see the first band of rain coming across the country. That will kind of fizzle out, but it will mark the change to much more unsettled weather. So this one on Tuesday is going to be much more active, and that will bring heavy bouts of rain in from off the Atlantic. Quite slow moving with that wet weather too. Then we're into showery conditions Wednesday for more wind and rain sweeps in the second half of next week, and we just keep those showers and longer spells of rain coming and going right wet to day 10. Could be cold enough for a little bit of wind chilliness in some of those showers over high ground of Scotland and northern England. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensembles today for day 10. I'm so sorry, everyone. Getting us to the 21st of November from the Icelandic Met Office, 14 members of the ECM ensembles with deep low pressure, bringing really unsettled weather in there. Winds off the Atlantic, so it's relatively mild, but nowhere near as warm as it is right now. 13 with a Scandinavian High, so the option's still there within the ensemble. Scandinavian High bringing in an easterly wind there at day 10 as low pressure is being blocked in the Atlantic. That's going to be drier and colder, of course. 10 with low pressure in from off the Atlantic, very unsettled, but we are raising the heights a bit within high latitudes, so that's beginning to turn a little bit colder. 7, or potentially it could be because the jet stream with that, be forcing in that direction. So, particularly from the north, that could start bringing in some slightly colder air into the north. Just to explain that. 7 down here with low pressure in from off the Atlantic. High pressure is to the east, so that's going to be drawing up a very mild southerly southwesterly, and it's unsettled. And then another 7 during the operation run, which shows that the operation run not all that well supported by its ensembles actually at day 10, with low pressure out to our west, high pressure is to our south, east and northeast. Quite a complicated pattern there at day 10, but fundamentally pretty mild. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. It gets us to the 26th of November. 15 members of the ECM ensemble have high pressure taking over towards Scandinavia and are bringing in quite a cold easterly flow. So dry and cold there. 15 with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, and that's going to be bringing up a milder southwesterly flow, main drive south more unsettled in the north. 11 just with low pressure running through the country, obviously that unsettled, and then 10 with low pressure again close to the country, but heights are rising, or have risen, maybe, to the north. There is some northern blocking there, and the jet stream probably going on a northwest-southeast alignment, and that could be bringing something a little bit cooler, especially to more northern and eastern regions. Lastly, the CFS V2, this is a 700 millibar high anomaly today from the CFS for December. Looks very anticyclonic, with above average height sitting over the UK and the North Atlantic as well. High and dry there, maybe. The temperature anomaly doesn't have much of a signal. Maybe there was slightly above average, but most parts of Europe, not much of a signal going on. So it could be a cooler month over that area of high pressure. And dry as well, drier than normal. Very significantly so, actually. So dry and maybe anticyclonic, cold, frosty, foggy sort of type pattern. Have to wait and see, of course. Right, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please you like, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. 75 more subscribers will get us to 14.8k. We thank you so very much, everyone. But then right, I'm so sorry. Just getting in the mood for tonight, because we're going to be live streaming. That's it for today's video. It's going to be live streaming tonight from around 10:30. We'll live stream the GFS 18Z 8K the pub run, and it's going to be interesting, I think. Will the Scandi High say Scandi High? Hi. I don't know. But we'll find out a little bit later on when we live stream the pub run. Just so it's coming up tomorrow, we'll have a 6 a.m. upload. We will also have the ECM WF42 day / 6 weeks look at the UK and Ireland weekend forecast and 10 to 14 day out. Sunday, we have got 6 a.m. forecast and the 11th winter 2022-2023 update. Look at the ENSO special, that one. So we'll have the ENSO, or I suppose La Nina analogues for you this week, among everything else. Right, well, you enjoy the rest of your Friday afternoon, evening, and I shall see you perhaps after 10:30 or at some point over the weekend. But for this video, that's all for now, and thanks for watching.